The Madlanga Commission in Pretoria will today hear testimony from former City of Ekurhuleni Employee Relations Director Xolani Nciza. Nciza is expected to shed light on what has been described as the Blue Lights investigation. We now cross to SABC News anchor Sakina Kamwendo and reporter Canny Maphanga in Pretoria for an update. Sakina, good morning again.
Morning, Leanne, and welcome back to the Bridget Mabadla Justice Centre here, and of course with Canny Maphanga, as we just take a look back at some of the testimony that we've heard so far. So yesterday, again, we heard from Commissioner Rivo Spies, and this following on what the chief of the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department, Maphanga, had to say, and corroborating a lot of what has been said, Canny, but of course focusing on, among other things, the vetting process, and of course, how things essentially derailed. And it was not just about things derailing, but also how people who were found to be in the wrong camp, so to speak, had serious repercussions for themselves in terms of not being aligned to the right faction, so to speak.
Indeed, Sakina, and we're now seeing why Spies took an early retirement, because it became clear to him that he was facing a different kind of beast within the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department and decided to escape quite early. But for Chief Maphanga, rather his colleague, and would have been his authority, his senior, his boss, the consequences for him, we already know, was that he was suspended, and he claims that those were bogus charges of sexual harassment that were laid against him in order to get rid of this particular camp that, of course, was challenging the alleged lawlessness and blatant disregard for authority that they were witnessing within the EMPD by this Brigadier Julius Mkhwanazi. And then, of course, the allegations that followed it is that he enjoyed the support of key departments within the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department and the city as a whole, making it difficult for anyone to not only investigate him and discipline him internally, but to turn to any external option as well, because it seems there was no movement either. So you're dealing with a character that seems to be suggested that in his alleged reign over the Ekurhuleni region, he seemed to be untouchable and all of the alleged lawless acts, which kind of explains how blatant those acts were and how shocking some of the acts that we are hearing about before the commission were. But for Spies, the consequences didn't stop when he retired from the EMPD. We are hearing that the State Security Agency warned him of an alleged plot to end his life, and the allegations place Mkhwanazi at the center of that alleged plot. But then, of course, his wife is still a member of the EMPD. We know that circumstances changed for her quite significantly there within the EMPD as well, and she has since, according to testimony, been reduced to a uniform packer in the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department, and we understand that she too is also an official, a cop. So what she has been reduced to, she's been victimized in an environment where she is believed to be part of that Maphanga camp, and of course she's being treated accordingly, according to Spies, and she's been reduced to this particular function within the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department. So it seems that wherever persons tried to, challenge the alleged unlawful conduct, consequences would follow. And that's a recurring theme within the Madlanga Commission, is when that question comes up as to what did you do in the face of all of this alleged illegality that you're placing before the Commission, becomes clear that the options are not that simple. It's not an issue where it's black and white. We know that if a person acts or they try to challenge it, they not only face barriers internally, but there are severe consequences that also lean towards a threat to their life. We've seen many instances as where these witnesses that have assisted in exposing this alleged criminality, their lives have either ended or they've had to go into complete witness protection programs. So the consequences are quite dire, they're quite serious, and that is what is being illustrated as well as a recurring theme as we continue with these hearings in the Madlanga Commission.
And of course, Canny, it's going to be interesting to see as the Commission progresses with its work. We know that people are constantly writing to the Commission. Many names are coming through, and whether some of these will be called to give testimony here before the Madlanga Commission, given that names have been mentioned and some coming up quite often in terms of being the enablers of some of this rogue behavior. But that's it for now from the Madlanga Commission, and we'll come back and speak to an expert to give us more analysis in terms of what we've heard so far. Leanne?
Right, Sakina, thank you so much, and to Canny as well for bringing us up to speed of what's happening at the Madlanga Commission and what to expect today as well. All right, let's wrap it up with a look at your market indicators now.